goblin, the mind goblin, the mind goblin. I might just wanna mind goblin these nuts. What? It's always good if the PP is high. What is going on? Curse all traders. Indeed, dude. Indeed. Nachos. Yeah, nachos are very nice. Nachos, crème fresh, onions, tomatoes, some cheese combined with some fresh guacamole and our chili. Oh yeah, delicious. Oof. Love it. Oh. Mute this, so I don't hear my. Hey, hello. Hey, hello. Hello. Good evening. Hi. Let's see. The stream is on, I guess. Let's just do this. Yup. Just chatting. Hello. Just chatting. Yes, I'm gonna play a game. Just give me a second. Hope everybody is having a very nice day today. Let's see. Why? There you go. Fix that as well. Very nice. Let's check this, by the way. Let's check this out. Bam. There you go. Good. Glad that I didn't forget to in Metroid. Oh yeah, I want to turn this on. You don't hear it, but I hear something extra. I hear my own voice at the moment. Hi. I wanna do on the out so I can actually see the game. See, listen up. The deal is that when I play something from the Switch, I actually play it from OBS, and that's not like the best way to do it. Why is there like a tiny black bar at the top of that thing? I don't like it. Do we care? No. Nah. Nope. We care though, but not enough to actually change it right now. Is there something on my nose? Oh, why did you turn? It's good that there's like that it actually turns off that like rather quickly. Get ready for Mario 10 Day. No, Mar 10 Day. Ooh, Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 2. Let's not play. Holy shit, that was quick. Oh no, I actually didn't. Listen, I didn't quit the game. I was like, that's Metroid, and then it just boots up like that. Like that's too quick. That is too quick. Do I want to complain about something at the moment? No, not really. It's Tuesday. Almost wanted to say it's Monday, but it's not. It's Tuesday. So, just so you know, that's a very special day, because normally I don't stream on a Tuesday. But especially for you, here I am. There you go. A lot of things to talk about, but let's just start the game. I'm playing Metroid Prime Remastered. Here we go. Let's go. Listen, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in Metroid. There you go. That's the game. And we're done. Is everything actually good to go? I hear some audio. I hear myself talking. The stream is on. I'm not ready, by the way. I'm not ready. Give me a second. Now I'm ready. Let's play the game. See, listen up. This feels really quick. I need to set a timer. Yes. Yes. Nope. Good start. Let's save. Let's save the game. We really need to save the game. Why is that muted? It's fine, I guess. Listen up. Last time, let's just get to map. The game keeps saying like, "Hey, I need to go there." And last time, listen, last time on Sunday, I checked the map and was thinking about, okay, let's go to the elevators. Maybe we need to go to Macmore because I need to, like, maybe like the heat wave beam or wave beam. Maybe the wave beam is actually the one that's the red one. Because I need to melt some stuff, but I don't know, man. The elevators are kind of confusing because it says like it goes to the west, but on the other end it doesn't say like, okay, this is the west side, this is the north side. So it's kind of confusing for me. Maybe not for you, but for me it is. But listen up. I don't want to backtrack too much today. I want to make some progress. And this has been bugging me a lot. So we're close by. I'm gonna check out this place again. Because I don't think there's anywhere else to go. I will show... Nope, I didn't want to do that. That's B. I want to press A. I don't think it was there. Maybe it was in the Chozo ruins. Let's zoom out a little bit. Nope, don't want that. So there are some blue areas here, but last time we actually checked here. Let's go full screen, by the way. Last time, this is like a place where I need the grappling hook, not the beam. I almost want to say the beam, to actually go there. And I think this is like a spider ball area, so that is not working out either. So because the game keeps telling me, hey, there's some stuff going on here, let's just look around here. Because otherwise I don't know. What we do know though is that last time I picked up some gear. Let's call it gear. Got the double jump, which is very nice. That enabled us to actually jump on these platforms, and we could go there. If I scan this, by the way, it says like this cordite statue is worn and weathered. Sometimes when it says that, it actually means that you can blow it up. But this time you can. Maybe that's just saying like, hey, the environment, like, no. I need to remember to put this again. It's fine. We did it. So now we're here in this place. Also, I picked up the charge beam. I think that was also on the previous stream, which is very nice because last time I actually missed out on the charge beam. Don't ask. I just did. It happened. Already checked out this statue with the morph ball. Let's scan this. A statue depicting a Chozo balancing the plane of existence on his hands. Do I care about that? Let's use skills. And be able to pick up those rockets. Now I am, which is very nice. Holy shit, man, dude. That was uncool. That was not cool, dude. So let's jump up here. Let's focus on the game, man. Like, I want to talk. Not sure about what. Might be about hamburgers. Might be about video games. But first, I need to focus on this. Did I actually go there? Is that something that I can blow up? I keep forgetting the controls. Something about switching to the ball is messing me up. It is messing me up, man. So the problem here is why I think I need to like a heat wave beam, because this says like, hey, hand seems to be frozen in place, and then there's this little thing below here. And last time I actually bombed it, I used it's not something that you could stand on. And now we have these statues here. And we do have like an entrance there, like the door. But what is confusing to me, like I don't know, like how this, what is on the other side, but we need the plasma beam to actually enter there, I guess. And then we have this door here. Oh, we can actually shoot it, but there's no way for me to actually get past that. That's a frozen in place. Can we scan that door? A statue depicting of a Choso shaman adorns Choso shaman. So we did pick up. I'm gonna say this is not related to the artifacts. Like you pick up some artifacts, and are those actually the? I think that is more like about strength and wisdom, maybe. Depicting the bust of a Choso shaman. Several stress fractures can be seen running along the surface of this grindstone object. Okay, maybe I need to scan a little bit more in this game. This statue is flawless. 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 Do I need to blast that thing? Good. Good. Love it. Oh, I can actually jump. Oh, that's... I did not know. I didn't know that you could actually jump in a morph ball. So that's very nice to find out. Let's love it. So this is just another hole. We need to blow that up twice. Oh, and then it goes down. Right. Puzzle solving. Love it. Too slow. Oh. No, you can't just go. You can't just go, man. I don't know what it is about the controls, and that makes it confusing for me. I don't know. Wait. Am I messing up like with reading the map? So that's blue, but it's still purple. But isn't purple? Doesn't that like indicate like what weapon you need to open it up? I think this is the weapon that we want. That's the wave beam. Oh, it's from the other side? I see what you're doing, video game. I see you. I see what you're doing. Okay. I really don't remember a lot about this game. What I do remember though, and I think that's... I think I got stuck on the same bit when I played this game for the first time. As in the with destroying the statue. Oh. Maybe I want to use my missiles, but also I feel like the charge beam is maybe a little bit more efficient. Well, let's just... am I doing this correctly? Just strafing around. I'm killing them. There you go. We did it. Got any health? Oh, hello. It's a big boy. You know what? Let's scan it. New creature entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Morphology? She-gold, supreme predator of the Pendrana drifts. Not the Pandora drifts, which sounds a little bit better. Hello, Metroid. How are you doing? She-golds are, yes, two invulnerable to most beam weapons. The crystals on their back absorb energy, which they can fire at prey. She-golds have poor stamina. They hyperventilate after using their breath attacks, making their mouth area vulnerable. Difficult word for me to pronounce. The soft underbelly of a she-gold is susceptible to concussive blast. In battle, they expel blasts of frigid gas to ensnare their targets. They are also fond of ramming and trampling their helpless prey. So, shoot. Now I feel like I need to time, like when I'm firing, maybe just fire like a missile in its mouth. The messages are not displaying on the stream. Don't know if it should or not. What message? Like the chat? The chat never really shows up on the stream. Not when I'm playing a game. When I'm out of the game, though, it does. I never have it on when I'm in this view. Never had it. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. Oh wait. It's tough to dodge that stuff. Yes, dodge. Sometimes, you know, what are you gonna do? I don't like it when it's up close like that. So what was the verdict on GameCube? What type of verdict? what specific subject? Don't sell. Yes, I'm not gonna sell the GameCube collection. That's the verdict. Yes. Someone out there missed out on a good opportunity, and yes, I'm actually glad that they were stubborn, but they missed out. Yeah, they really did miss out on a good opportunity. Holy moly. Miss out on a potential Wild Guns thing. Yeah. Well, there's a remaster of Wild Guns, but I am damaging this boss, aren't I? Maybe not now, but so listen. What? Listen, Wild Guns is too expensive. It is really too expensive to buy. There's too much risk involved with buying Wild Guns with eBay. Listen up, man. Like, okay, let's talk a little bit about eBay now that we dealt with the boss. Did it. Good job. Holy moly, man. eBay, like collecting games and eBay don't want to deal anymore with eBay. The question is it too expensive to sell the 7 Cs? Switch to wave beam. This weapon can open wave doors. So in this area, there's at least one wave door. Me. New extras unlocks, very nice. Now we do have like the wave beam though. Stuff is just like, no, I'm not gonna go there. No, to be honest though, like I'm just kind of somewhat ignoring that because to be honest, I have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe it's like a meme. I don't know. Maybe it's a meme. I don't know what you're referring to with the 7 Cs. It's meme for talking pirating. Oh no. Listen. The only promise that I can make on this stream is that the chances, I'm not gonna say like no at all, but the chances of me playing a pirated game on the stream is like almost zero. It's truly zero. There's just something about it that I don't like. It's just you don't strike me as a scurvy type. You know, when you're younger, you know, you kind of sometimes dealt with it maybe, but right now I'm like, no. Like I just want to play I just want to play the original cartridge or play on original hardware. I don't want to fuck around with it. I want to show it like, hey, I'm playing this game. Here it is in my hands. Let's go. I like that. The problem is with that type of stuff is that where does it end? Like, as in, if you start like downloading ROMs and pirating, you get so many damn games, you don't know where to begin. You simply don't know. You will play too many shitty games. Some shitty games in the future. Second. One second. Yeah, like I don't know. It is not not that interesting, I guess. I understand it when sometimes someone has to do it, but no. But yeah, the GameCube thing. Listen, I'm not gonna sell it. It's done. I actually made a decision to actually make it a little bit worse. And that is the thing that I actually talked about. And it's a little thing called the Nintendo 64. I mean, because the problem is this. Sometimes you don't know if the game is for you, and most games these days don't release demos anymore, so often people resort to piracy before they can purchase. Yeah, but even... to be honest, like I like when I was younger, I knew how to do that stuff. But these days, I don't know, like I don't even want to fuck around with it. Like, of course, with ROMs it's like okay, but with newer games, like it all seems very cumbersome, and again, like again, you will get too many games, and we're already dealing with like having too many games, and then you again like play everything, and there's no actual value here to invest some time in it and to actually take time to find out if the game is for you. But yeah, of course, like that's from a perspective where you have like disposable income and are able to do that, to buy a game. But you know, to be honest, like I rarely buy new games at the moment. I rarely buy new games, because sometimes I'm just like, no, I will wait for a discount. One second. Sometimes I'm a little bit distracted. I think the other door that we want to have... I am not able to deal with this. No, I need the heat beam B. And also, one second, I truly need to check something. But Wild Guns, man, as a, you know, I was able to play that game when I was younger. And how? Well, you know. Let's see, what is this about? Dude. One of I was checking some games online, and I bought a game today. It's a game called Turok. I'm somewhat excited to check out Turok again. Oh man, it's gonna be fun. Seeds of Evil, the first one, and the second one is also on its way. Listen. It's a classic, yeah, man. I remember, like, me playing, like, the problem, like, the Nintendo 64, let me tell you, I think that, at the time, I it was very late in the Nintendo 64 cycle when I got my own Nintendo 64, and where do I need to go to? I need to go to. Did we just do? Wait, wasn't there like a plasma beam door like here? Or do they just show up right now as green? Or as opened? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Nintendo 64. Like later on, I finally got my own Nintendo 64 with the Ocarina of Time. But that was way beyond the original release date. The way how I played like Mario Kart and Super Mario 64 was actually by renting the Nintendo 64. We would, like in a weekend, we would rent it from a video store with like a game, and that's it. Like that's the way how we actually played it. And I think I played mostly Turok at a friend's house. That was the way. You never got one, never big in SA PS dominated the market. Yeah. So this is a new area. Excited. But yeah, I'm actually being honest that like I know that there's a remake or like a remaster of Turok, but that doesn't seem like interesting to me for me to play. So I was like, you know, fuck it. I will buy it on a Nintendo 64. So I do want to play some Turok on the stream someday. Just seems like a fun thing to do. You know. Do I need to be a more ball in here? Then I need to boost. Solve the puzzle. I did it. But yeah, eBay. Metroid, I remember seeing Ocarina of Time for the first time as a kid and being blown away by the open world scale. I was simply blown away by the trailer on the television. It always seemed so epic. Like, oh my god, that looks so cool. I hear a secret. It's probably up there. Oh, there's another thing. Is that timed? I hope it's not. I don't think it's timed. What did it actually do? I know at some point over here we're gonna fight some of those flying dudes. No, the flying dudes. Alright. Remember to jump. You don't have to use a bomb. Solve the puzzle. But yeah, the problem with the Nintendo 64 is like, I played Super Mario 64. We played a lot of Wave Race at the time. Let's focus. Maybe it was, yeah, at the time I had a Game Boy and I was playing Link's Awakening DX, and my cousin showed me a magazine with Ocarina of Time, and sounded like my Game Boy experience felt obsolete. Yeah. We mostly played Wave Race, Mario Kart, or Super Mario 64. But you know, the Nintendo 64, like, I played the games. And I played like GoldenEye. We also played GoldenEye. But it's actually like a big... it's like a big gap, like and I feel like I need to remedy that. Like I actually feel like I need to play some Super Mario 64. You have F-Zero X? No, I'm looking for it though. I'm keeping my eyes open for it. But that's why I mentioned earlier, like eBay. eBay is terrible, man. Like trying to find like video games at the moment. Like the first couple listings are mostly like repros, or it's all from. Most of the listings are from China, so you know those are the fake ones. It's very difficult to get it, and listen, I'm trying to get some NTSC games because I made the decision like because I only have like four Nintendo 64 games, and I do want to have a couple more. I do want to get the Nintendo 64 ones. But getting NTSC, normally it was kind of like doable to import them from like the US, but due to like the always you had to buy like or pay for VAT and for taxes and shipping costs. But as an example, if I want to buy F-Zero, that one is probably 40 or 50 euros. Then I will get like 15 euros for shipping. And then there's gonna be another 20% that I have to pay. And then I will probably have to pay for administration costs and like for the customs. So it's gonna end up like 80 euros for F-Zero. And normally with the NES, I'm so happy with the NES collection at the moment, because I don't think that's even doable at the moment or right now or anymore. I would buy them in bulk and then just, you know, take it because it was actually the best way. But now with the prices, it's not doable. It's not doable at all to buy one game. And the shipping costs are kind of insane, because the problem with most of the stores is that either they don't offer combined shipping anymore, but some do, and if they don't offer that, they either it's like 15 euro for shipping, and for every game like you pay like $6 or €6, or they just ask for full price for every game. So even if I buy bulk, like I let's say I buy 10, I have to pay shipping costs for each game. It's crazy. If you try FB Marketplace, I just sell all my stuff on there because it's better for ID verification. Now the Marketplace, I never really checked it out. It has also been a long time since I checked out Facebook. But I think the Marketplace on Facebook, like from Europe, or that's my guess, is not kind of like similar to like if you're in the US. Like we do have like a Marketplace, but I don't expect to find anything on there. Like if you're from here, like I could check like some listings for people, but I think doing that would actually be more cumbersome than do that. But it's all fine. It just takes a little bit of patience. But I would like to have like F-Zero. Because that game actually looks pretty damn good on the Nintendo 64 with you know, just the frames, with the frames. Anti-stasis tank used for biological experiments. Ooh. Auditor malfunction. Yes, so that's all the same. So we're entering a new area. But yeah, I know I don't want to check out FB. Auschwitz here in Vancouver is pretty comprehensive, but yeah, I can see how it's regional. It has to be local. Yeah, no. So that is not gonna work out here. No. I keep hearing like about like the marketplace from people from the US that they find like proper deals, but that is never gonna happen. That is never gonna happen. No. It's a shame though. But so it is what it is. That's the problem that you face when you want to get like NTSC. No, the problem is like I don't want to buy PAL games. I want to get the NTSC version of the games. Due to like the 60 hertz thingy. Like if I want to expand my Nintendo 64 collection, it would be wise to just to focus on NTSC. It's gonna cost maybe a little bit more in some cases, but it's just gonna be a little bit harder to find. The thing that I did notice though with the Nintendo 64 is like holy moly, man, even Super Mario 64, you would think like, oh, it's a Mario game, like there are tons of them. It's actually fucking expensive. It's Super Mario 64. I mostly see them like for 30 or 40, but even in some cases like for 50. It's a problem. Plus access map. Well, we just downloaded the map. Okay, it's cool. That's cool. And also the problem, another problem now with eBay is also the UK, because quite a few listings are from the UK. But even from the UK, I have to buy or have to pay for VAT as well for taxes, and it can quickly go up to like €9 for like a single game. And I'm like, oh, why do I pay taxes for like a second-hand game that's like 20 years old? Like, why is that actually like a thing? Like, that's something that I don't understand. Has that not been paid like when it was bought like new? Maybe I'm saying something like really stupid, but I don't get it, to be honest. So you buy something that's super old and you just pay like 20% for it? But the person that bought it paid for taxes, right? Is that a silly thing to say? Like, I honestly don't understand it. I don't understand the system. Who am I paying the taxes to? For a second-hand game that's like decades old. Ooh. See, I didn't want to complain at all today. Hold dampening. Increased acidity levels recorded in based on amniotic pot. Stasis tank operational but currently empty. Well, these are truly empty though. I feel like the other ones that we saw previously weren't that empty. There's ongoing relocation to Left Hydra. New pirate data entry has been downloaded to your logbook. So, what are the red scanning things? So, those are just... I wish I could tell you, but I missed the rant since I had to restart PC. Well, the rant was... I was not ranting. I was just wondering, like, why do I have to pay taxes for second-hand games? Why do I have to pay like €10 if I buy a game from the UK? I don't know, it's some sort of Brexit thing. If I buy a second-hand game from the UK, I have to pay like €10. It's import tax. But why? Why am I paying import tax? To who? But That, thanks for the answer though, because that actually makes it a little bit more clear. I was under the assumption that it was called import tax, even though it's like sales tax. But I really don't know. I don't get it. Or at least I don't know the math behind it. Listen, I just don't want to pay too much money. Because if I pay less money, that means I can buy more games. You know. Is that easy? New pirate data, yeah, space pirate encryption data decoded research outpost Glacier 1 in the Vendor is operating sluggish, easy to control even, yeah, juvenile. I know it's all story stuff, but yes, I just want to go. Apologize. I remember playing this. I remember this area a little bit. Those turrets are pretty nasty. Is there... Oh. I like the effects in this game, man. It looks good. That was a good move. I liked that little scare. Even so, I'm not an expert on the matter. There are many reasons to why there are import taxes, but the most important one is, in my opinion, again, not an economist, but I had to do some econ courses for my BBA, is to protect domestic markets against foreign competition. I understand that. To me, it's more like I'm buying an old game. I'm buying an old game and you're asking me to pay like 10 euros extra. Like, please don't. Because that's a lot. I could understand it, like, having to do that for like something that's new. Like new, not something that's like 20 years old. Holographic sequence initiated. I like this area. Let's pick you up. So we do have some stuff going on here. Currently not active. The lower node of astronomical holographic projector currently deactivated. Let's go in here. I understand, but they have exemption list, but yours is a novelty item, which is seldom exempt. Like it. There's that. Right, we have to go there. I'm glad we're making a little bit of progress in Metroid Prime. For example, there is tax exemption on solar panels in South Africa right now because the country has energy generation crisis. Right. Oh man, let's jump. Let's jump in the video game. Please. Why is this happening just right after I said like I'm making progress? Sounds like we're sneaking into Shadow Moses. Okay, cool. Nope, don't want to go in there. Probably have to do this quick. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. What are we actually doing? Holographic thingy. Planets. Okay. You showed me a missile. Where? There? Planet, huh? Planet Dorma, yeah. Oh, yes, yes. Here. Your research entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Planet ZBs. ZBDB. ZBs inhospitable to most bioforms. The world was considered unremarkable until it became a base for space by its forces. But yeah, long story short, eBay sucks. But I have to use it. Or do I? Not in most cases. It's still one. Let's jump. Do I wanna... I don't think I wanna jump on that. There was a missile somewhere though. Is it a missile? Why do I think it's a missile? It is not a missile. What is this? Super missile! It is a missile. I knew. This powerful attack uses 5 missiles using the power beam. Press and hold ZRA to charge. Oh, so you charge the beam and then you do the missile. Mimi-truts. I've seen some countries inflate taxes on certain products if it's a substitute or even an alternative could be acquired locally. Soy sauce is pretty cheap, but because it competes against fish sauce that is produced locally, the import taxes on soy sauce is like 200% in some countries, and that funding goes back into the fish sauce industry. Is always all things trace back to the fish sauce industry. I got a whole map showing it. Everything traces back to the fish sauce industry. From retro games to hamburgers. It's all about the fish sauce. It is. You buy herring? Fish sauce. Oh, let's have some herring. We saved the game. Good. We made some decent progress. No, I don't think there's a secret here. Sometimes I do notice though that I have to do like a claw for actually moving around and aiming. Am I doing something crazy? Where do you go to? Access to the control tower granted. Please tap into the hologram. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Oh no. You know what? I'm gonna say it's this though. I remember this. Yeah, there I had to use like or do a claw. Actually do some aiming and firing. Payme looks like someone who can source some stuff. Doesn't he have any advice on acquiring games? No. Nothing against the Payme, but no, not in this case. No. 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 It's not like I don't trust his capabilities of acquiring some games, but I don't think he is able to help me out. Like, I feel like I have an understanding of what I'm doing. not to sound arrogant, but I think I know. Now I need to know more. No, there's nothing to tell, but sorry, I just felt like I was a little bit quick on the no. Like I don't envision no. No. Oh. Listen, long story short, I think I have a good handle on getting some Nintendo 64 games. It's gonna be okay. Listen, after acquiring almost like 150 NES games and 50 Super Nintendo games, all NTSC, and now also some Nintendo 64 games. I do believe like I know what to do, but the process is becoming like every year just a little bit more tiresome and harder to do, and that is just like a clear thing that I notice that it is just not that easy. Scuffa, be honest, did the Payme scratch your PS1 copy of Crash Bandicoot back in 1999? No. No. It is just something that the fascinating thing for me though with the collecting like the older games is just like every year I feel like I go like, okay, I'm actually happy that I got that game. I'm actually happy that I got that game, because often I take a break from like the whole eBay thing because I need to get it out of my system and then be done with it. But every year I get in that mode again because I just need maybe just a couple more, like, okay, let's try now, let's try to get this, or like a few games that are like lower on the list. Yes, I have lists and Excel sheets and whatever, all organized in uncommon, common, and rare, and maybe buy and buy. Yes, you want this, you might want this, it would be nice if they have this. I have an whole system. I have a whole system. It has worked, but every year when I get back into it, I'm like, oh my god, it is getting more expensive. It is getting more expensive. It is getting way more difficult to get it, and to get the games. And just one of those things is the biggest thing that kind of amazed me this week. Listen, I do have Super Mario 64 right here, and it's a PAL version. Don't want it, but simply getting this game, NTSC, you would think easy. And it can be easy if you want to pay a crazy amount. But you would think like everybody had this game. There are so many out there, but somehow it's way more difficult. I'm not saying impossible, but it's way more difficult than you can actually imagine getting this one for like a decent price. A PAL maybe easier, but NTSC, even from the United States, you would think it's easy. Like I paid like $10 and then get it. Like nope. Do you have one of those SNES mini consoles with like 20 games on them? I do. Actually, I held it in my hands today. Can be melted. So we can jump out of here and then scan like a little thing over there. But I'm not able to. Do you need to... 1 second. So it's not like a... Yeah, I do have like the SNES Mini and the NES Mini. Was actually considering selling them. I was considering today like selling them, but you don't get like a ton of money for them, and I don't think it's like worth it to do with that. Maybe at some other point, like they're small boxes, like they're not in the way. Rarely use them though, because I do own the games that are on there besides Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is like still like one of the games on the list that I need to get. Oh, what is happening in this area? We want to go down. Do I simply? I saw one in a Bed Bath and Beyond a year or two again, and was tempted to buy it, but I realized I did never use it. Listen, they're kind of nice, but that's it. They're kind of nice, and yeah. I don't have a way to melt things right now, do I? So is this something... Wait. I thought I did that. I think they became a little bit like less rare, because am I correct in saying that later on they produced like more of them? The only thing, the main concern was they couldn't make cartridges. They couldn't take. No, that would be like a whole different beast. Would be cool though, but... Yeah. There's a Metroid. Is that actually the first time that you see like a Metroid in this game? You might have seen like one in the beginning. No, you... This game is good. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that yet, I think. This game is pretty good. They are onto something. Paid by pirate encrypted data decoded. How much time? That's a little bit of time left. Stasis tank B118 contaminated beyond acceptable safety standards. Removal squad requested. Mutants discovered, did you know that I have over 200 hours in Age of Empires 2? That's an insane amount. Hours in Age of Empires 2. So I'm not able to... Do I need to use like the missile? Oh.
Recording to logbook.
2000. Yeah, no, I read 2000 and I said 200. But I read 2000 though. That's a lot. I don't know if... I'm not sure like what game... If I have like one of those games that gets close to like 2,000 hours. There are almost 200 official campaign scenarios because of 20 years of expansions. Lock system engage security area to unlock door.
Recording to logbook.
Only way to shake and attach Talon Metroid is to enter morph ball mode and lay a bomb. How does it know I have a morph ball? Because the second most I have is 1400 hours in Stardew Valley. I really don't know which game which game is like where I have like that amount of hours in. I don't think there's any. I played a ton of Bad Company 2 though. But that's nowhere near like 2K. Nowhere near. I think Casa Brothers has something like 7,000 hours in Dota 2. I could see that. Like often when you hear someone talk about Dota, it's that they have played like a ton. Maybe World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is probably still the highest. Actually, held a collector's edition. 2 of them in my hands today. World of Warcraft. Very exciting. I held a lot of things in my hand today. Out there's someone like 100k hours in WoW. Probably, yes. Oh, big chance. How old is that game now? When did that come out? 2004.
Recording to logbook.
So you could say, like, if it's like almost 20 years, you could say like, okay, the amount of days in a year times like 8 hours a day, like average. I don't know. I don't want to do the math. Post Drone was around 2002, if I recall. I hear a secret. Hello, secret. This item permanently increases your maximum health. I do wanna pick that up. Can I? Is there a way to open up those tanks? The tanks holds the remains of the experiment. Okay, so there was something in there. That's gonna be a boss later. Love it. That's a medical, but before we go there... RuneScape 2001. Never played RuneScape. Never played it. And I think that's for the best. Whenever you hear someone mention like RuneScape and talk about, it's kind of like the same with World of Warcraft. Like, yes, too much hours, too many. This is annoying, dude. Are we gonna encounter a boss? Maybe? No. Fly away, dude. I like that. I like that. Well, let's scan this. You know, you know, in previous stream I said like I want to scan a ton, but it just seems like you do need to keep scanning. Why are you playing Halo clone, old man? You're talking about Metroid, like Metroid being in Halo clone. Oh, we're gonna get the visors. Completely forgot about the visors. Oh, didn't completely forget about it because the scanning is visor. That was a weird thing back in the day, like how Metroid was seen as a first-person shooter and a Halo clone. Saw a comment online that someone said Metroid Prime is just Halo clone. It's a weird, you know, the internet is bad now, but it always was. It's just the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2 type of stuff, like what is better, and yeah, man, something else. Things never change. Even today, people still complaining about which console is the best, even with the Resident Evil 4 remake. Force field network active around object. And central tank main circuit connection terminated. What is this gonna be? What is this? This. That's cool. Thermal visor, and this is cool. I wonder which console is the best. Don't. New extras unlocked in main menu. Maybe it's trying to start a console wars in the chat. Look at this. Halo doesn't have this. Oh shit. Look at this, man. John Spartan missed out. I don't know. Is it is he actually called John Spartan? Why do I think his name is John Spartan? Is it actually Halo's name? Thermal visor interfaces will be sent to quarantine area. I hope his name is John Spartan. Oh, that's a shame. Did you watch Last of Us series on HBO? Yeah, please no spoilers because I still need to watch the last 2 episodes. It's good. That's a short version. It's good. I love it. Is that sound coming from the visor? It's pretty good. One second. Is it just me, or did Drippy move since last time? I'm sure he was facing another direction. No, I didn't touch Drippy. Do you want Drippy to look the other way? Listen, I still need to clean up. Because there's too much stuff behind me. What is actually happening? No, I didn't move Drippy. But because of the new... Or is no power. Wait. Did I had to turn something on like down there? Don't tell me that's the case. This unit supplies power to the containment force field at the bottom room. No, this is not it. Is it? Let's just jump down. Or did the door actually open after the fight? Oh, that's a ice beamy weapon. discover where you stay. Is it affordable to buy a home, or is it pretty much an issue? It's also somewhat of an issue here. It is more affordable, but still an issue. I think for me though, if I were to buy a house, and I do want to buy a house, the nice thing is that I don't necessarily want to live like in the city itself. Two-bedroom flat. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I almost want to say that when you look like for a flat or something like an apartment, like flats, there's a difference between like a flat and an apartment. But a flat is often like something that you rent. But rarely, I don't think I ever see like a listing of like, hey, you wanna. Oh, yeah, I'll do it. And like, yeah, flat. I don't think that's like an no that you buy. And apartments. I live in an okay area, but nothing too bad. That's a bit square meter. I'm not really too much into. How would I say? Like I don't know. That's the short answer. I actually don't know. Oh, there's a wall. Who's like also shooting at me? Is it like a turret? Do I need to destroy these as well? Maybe. Could you own a car where you stay? Do you have a parking space? Yeah, there's actually like well, kind of like a private parking space. Like it's not like too big, but you know, if I had a car, I would be able to park my car. The other benefit is that where I live, there's a lot of parking space. There's a little bit of private, and then just general open for public, which is only used at certain times due to what else is located like nearby. I think it's maybe uncommon. I think with most apartments here, there's like parking space. Yes, I think so. Yeah. I would be shocked if someone said like, "Yeah, I live in an apartment and I don't have any parking space." Store the bikes in a shed. Where I live, there's a part in the complex that's where you have like your own private storage space, and you park your bike there or outside if you're crazy. But each unit, let's call that, has like a small storage space, which is mostly used for placing your bike there. And in that space, if it were empty, I think I could fit like 4 bikes in there. Maybe 5 if I'm creative. Could be 6, but 4, like 4 with some space. Yeah. I want to save again. I think most people do own a bike, yeah. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I almost want to say like everybody has a bike. Yes. I did, yes. It would be shocking to me if someone said like, yeah, I don't have a bike. Or it would be kind of, what happened? Did it get stolen? Like, do you want to talk about it? I think, yes. It would be a very rare occurrence when someone said like, no, I actually don't have a bike. Did you think they had a bike and it got stolen? Yes. Indeed, that is something that I would think. Yes. Like, oh, I don't have a bike? Like, oh, what happened? Did you actually give it away to someone else that didn't have a bike and you want to buy a new one? That is what I would think. With a car though, listen, I'm not a car owner, so and I'm not planning on being a car owner. Um that, to me though, not having a car, if someone said like I don't have a car, I'm like, oh, you're smart. You have a good bike. Um it's a massive expense. Yes. Listen, couple years ago, maybe 4 years. It might be like 4 years ago. I bought like an e-bike, and going to the other side of this city. My work is actually on the other side. It's like 6 kilometers, and on the e-bike, it would probably take like 15 to 20 minutes on the bike, which is perfect. 15 minutes often. You know, if I go quick, could even be quicker. But that's actually going to the other side. Like all the way in the lane might be a little bit longer, but now we're talking about like 20 minutes or so, and that's it. It's not like the biggest city, but it's a decent city. Effort city. Effort shitty. Yeah. But don't I personally don't need it. I could see a need for it when you have like kids and such, but even then, there's like a lot of people like with on bikes and 2 kids with like an extra car on it, like a big bike. Don't know what they're called, but we know how to transport kids on a bike. I have no idea how to deal with biking if it's pouring or rain or snowing. Listen, it snowed a couple days ago, and snow riding a bicycle in the snow is kind of easy. It is actually pretty easy. You just have to be careful. And the only thing that you want to do, you don't want to. My goal is always don't ride into someone else's track because that snow has been pushed down and compressed, so that's slippery. You want to go on the snow itself, which is not compressed. So you have like some traction. And the thing is like don't second guess. Just go fast. Go fast. Don't make any crazy moves. And it's easy. It's easy. Just go and don't like, am I gonna fall? No, just go, man. Don't think about it. And the rain, it's a fairly easy. You have a raincoat, and you have a raincoat or like the for the trousers. And I actually, when it's really raining hard, and often I just put them on. It looks a little bit silly, but I even have like the raincoats for my shoes. Isn't it freezing? No, you got like proper clothing. That's why you dress up, and you have like a hat on and gloves on, and pretty much it. And if you cycle, it's a little bit more difficult to actually go from A to B. So you're moving around, you're moving your body, and that produces heat. And at the end of the trip, you will go like, man, I'm too hot. And what do you do when you get to your destination? You put it over the bike. Listen, that's what I do at work. There's like a private parking spot for bikes, which is closed off, so that's kind of easy. But I would just put the raincoat over the bike and let it dry. And if I had to go to the city itself, I would put the trousers in my bicycle bag, which is in the back of the bike. I would put it in there, and hopefully no one steals it. And chances are no one is gonna steal a wet raincoat pants or rain pants. Okay. Sounds like you have it figured out. Yeah, man. It's like the deal is that when you go to a city and you have to park your bike in a public place, but we do have like a lot of for example, at the station in the city, there's like free parking for a bike where there's like security, and there's rows and rows and rows and rows of bikes. So you're okay there. So if you really worry about your expensive bike or stuff that's in the back, you could go there, and then it's like a couple minutes walk to the city, or you just go to the city and you put it in a bicycle bag. Not everybody has that, but I do have it because it's super easy. Securiteit, yes, and you put it in a bag because I always think like no one is. The chances of someone stealing that, I just imagine like someone like, oh yeah, dirty pants. I'm gonna steal those. Like those are some nice wet pants. Yes, I'm gonna put those on and risk getting caught in the city. And yeah, it rarely happens. The nice thing is like if it's not raining too hard, most of the shoes that I have, like either from North Face or the Nikes, they're running shoes. I often wear running shoes from Nike. They are also somewhat like waterproof, so that's fine. And otherwise, I have the silly raincoats for my shoes. They look dumb, but I'm like, no, I'm the smart one because I'm dry. When I get to my destination, I'm actually the dry one. Not you, but I am dry. That's it. That's it. Yes. That's how it all works, man. I got it all figured out. We do have like the rain apps. listen, we do have like um, we have like the rain alarm. There you have it. Rain alarm. It's gonna rain soon. There you go. It's gonna rain soon. Not that much, but we do have like the buien alarm. We check that. Like, oh, it's gonna rain for another 30 minutes. Let's just wait. We got it all figured out on the phone. We can see when it's starting to rain. And now we're like, ah, it's cool, man. A little bit of rain, that's fine. We have it figured out. It's so easy. It's so easy. And again, like I think one of the bigger improvements, because when I didn't have like the e-bike, like cycling in the rain, it gets so hot with all the clothing. But the e-bike helps out a lot, and the e-bike is becoming like more and more common. Even kids on e-bikes, it's kind of like getting, yeah. Well, actually, I'm glad you have a. You're glad you have a car. Well, I'm glad I don't have a car, because it costs a lot of money, and it's already stressing me out thinking about parking. It's already stressing me out thinking about me having to fill it up with gas and go to the tank station. Like, nope, don't want to think about it. It's already stressing me out. I have my license, but I haven't driven for many years with good reason. I did drive in the beginning. Actually drove to Germany once, just when I got my license. Not sure how I pulled that off. I paid $35 for parking the other night when I went to see a concert. That's $35 you could have used to buy a game. Almost died. Well, there you have it. Cars are dangerous. Cars are dangerous. Glad it was almost, though. So glad to hear it all worked out. For you, at least. I'm gonna chill out on the couch. I'm gonna quickly check out eBay. Fucking eBay, man. I hate it. See you later. And eBay. Yes, nice one. Why is the light shimmering on my nose? What light is that, by the way? What's that over there? See you all later. And have a nice day, Metroid. See you later. Bye.